Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Kyle here with Hard Hat Outdoors, and today I'm going to address something that I see all the time on Facebook about sizing with Firstlite gear. Anyways, let's get this video started. First things first, we're going to go over my size and my measurements. I'll post them up on the screen here with a couple shots of my clothing and what size they are.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't want to be one of the nameless.
I'm on a couple buy and sell groups, and I see so many people on there that are asking everybody what size, because Firstlite is really hard to try on because it's a direct-to-consumer product. Generally, I like to wear all my base layers from Firstlite with a t-shirt underneath. I like to have the option of taking off my camo and just wearing a t-shirt if I end up going to a store or to sit down at a restaurant or something while I'm out hunting. First shirt I'm going to show you is the Wick. There's a bunch of technical mumbo jumbo that you guys can all check out on the website. It's their lightest one of the lineup right now, and I'm going to show you how it fits me. Like I said before, I do it over top my t-shirt. So here we go. I find that the Wick fits a little bit tighter than the other sizes in large and makes it a little harder to layer underneath of if you want to wear it as an outer layer. I'm 210 pounds on a bad day, 205 on a good day. You can see that the Wick is a very athletic fit. Myself, I don't have that athletic of a build. Still got a bit of a gut on me. It is a tight fit, which it's designed that way, I believe, in order to layer over top. Next up in the lineup is the Kiln. Now that they've gotten rid of the Fuse lineup, the Kiln is the next heaviest garment above the Wick. So I'm gonna layer these all up, show you how it works. For me, I find the hood's a bit tight because there's no zipper on this one. So when you first put the hood on, it can be a bit tight. It feels really comfortable, very stretchy when you're not putting it on and off. But it is a bit tight, I find, in the collar when you first put it on. The Kiln is the next layer. Yeah, midweight 250. Put that one on over top. Okay, here we are with the Kiln. This is exactly the same size. It's a size large, but it's much looser and way more versatile than the Wick, in my opinion. Get the Wick hood up. Kiln hood up over top, zipped all the way up. Still with both hoods on, still very stretchy. You can move your head, lots of range of motion up and down, left and right. Well, my left, your right. It still has a bit of an athletic fit, especially with the Wick underneath. In the base layer line, I also have a furnace. I find with the furnace, it's harder to layer over top. I'm going to put it on over top just to demonstrate how it looks, but I think it fits a bit tighter than the Kiln, whereas the Wick and the furnace I think would pair better together to have the Wick underneath the furnace. But with the Kiln, I think it would be better over top of the furnace. But first I'm going to put it on, show you what it looks like over top of the Wick and the Kiln. The furnace is the heaviest base layer they have in wool. 350, extreme weather. Like I said, it's a bit tight once you get it on over the Kiln and the Wick. However, it's still very super stretchy. There's still tons of range of motion. I've got no problems moving my arms above my head. It doesn't really pull up too much on the waist, just a little bit. But if you were to tuck in your shirts underneath into your pants and just have the furnace over top, it probably wouldn't pull up. But it is quite tight compared to what I like. I'd like this as an outer layer, or even as any layer. I'd like it to fit a little looser. If you were to take the hoods down like that and then zip the furnace all the way up, I imagine it would get a little uncomfortable in the back of the neck, the way the hoods bunch up. Yeah, I don't like that at all. I think if I were to wear this paired with the Kiln, I would put the Kiln over top. This Klamath is a size large. It is the same as my Wick, my furnace, and my Kiln, but it's a bit tighter in the sleeves, I find. That's my biggest problem with the Klamath, is how tight it is in the sleeves. The sleeves are also very long. There's no thumb holes for the sleeves, so you can't put your thumbs through to put it on underneath. Like if you're going to layer over top of it, you can't put your thumbs in the thumb holes to help get the sleeves on easier. They're stretchy, don't get me wrong, they're still stretchy, just like the merino wool pieces. But what I really find troublesome is the cuff. The cuff is very tight. I don't have the biggest forearms, but I can't even pull these up without some extra effort. They get stuck, like not even halfway to my elbow. Whereas with the wool, you can pull it all the way up to your bicep. It stretches so much. Now I think for the next demonstration on my jacket portion of this, I'm just going to leave the Klamath on. I don't need to put all the other layers back on to show you how it's going to fit. I have 3 jackets. Because my full intention was to use them as an outer layer, I got them in a size extra large. They all fit quite baggy. When I put the jackets on, I'm going to layer them up in the order I would use them when I'm out in the field. And this sawtooth is an extra large. They are very, very stretchy in the arms, just like the rest of the wool pieces. But the panel on the front is not stretchy at all. This jacket is not really a jacket in my opinion. From about right here down the front is all insulated. The pockets sit high. If you've got your backpack on and your strap sits on your waist, you can still access your pockets. They're great, they're insulated, they'll be great for keeping your hands warm. A bit of a breeze and your hands are cold, you can stuff them in there while you're backpacking. Or even if you're just sitting in a tree stand or something, your hands get cold, the pockets are quite warm. The hood on this thing is amazing. I'm going to take the Klamath hood off because it is quite tight, and I'll just put the sawtooth hood up over top, tuck the Klamath in back so that I can show you just how flexible this really is. Really super flexible. I like the sawtooth. A lot of people don't. I find it's a you love it or you hate it kind of thing. It's got an athletic fit to it. The back is a bit longer than the front. I don't know if you can see that. I don't think I've got it in the camera. I'm gonna fix this hood, put these inside of each other now. And I'm gonna put the corrugate guide jacket over top of this just to show you how well they layer together. For anybody who doesn't own one of these or don't own the corrugate guide pants as well, this jacket's pretty awesome. It does breathe well, it's super stretchy, and it's good for walking through the bush. It'll protect your layers quite well. Now this is an extra large, sawtooth is an extra large. I got 3 hoods on right now, the Klamath, the sawtooth, and the corrugate. And when you zip it all the way up, it's a bit tighter in the front than the sawtooth or the other wool pieces. But you still can turn, it's tight to your head, it doesn't stick out, have a lot of bulk. The jacket is quite short. It's literally just below the waist. Pockets are decent. They're not set high like the sawtooth, because this jacket, I'm not sure, it's not meant for hiking, I guess. I don't know. Either way, it's pretty decent in my opinion. The last jacket that I have is the Uncompahgre. But I have the original version, so it's the 1.0, I guess you would call it. It fits really big. I think that if I were to buy it again in the 1.0, I would be able to fit a large. The extra large is just huge. So I'm gonna throw it on. Remember, I got a t-shirt, a Klamath, a sawtooth, and a corrugate guide jacket on. I will wear this in the winter, in the November, over top of everything else. And I leave my bino pack on the front too, and I can zip it up over top of my bino pack even. This jacket's pretty warm. It's not super quiet, but it's not super loud either. You can see with 4 layers on underneath, I still have room for more in this jacket with it being the extra large. Being the fact that I wear it over top everything and it's kind of my last line of defense as of right now, the Uncompahgre really doesn't get a lot of use. Even with the really cold weather up here, I find that it's kind of one of those ones that I just throw on last. It sits in my pack a lot. I probably wouldn't end up getting a different size because of that fact. But I think if I were to wear this like as a casual winter jacket, which you fully could. It's very comfortable. It's nice looking in a solid color. This would be a great winter jacket. If you're just wearing it out in public, to and from the vehicle, back and forth to work or whatever, it would be a great jacket for that. The insulation value is amazing. Size extra large, uncompa grade, fits over top 4 layers. Now if I were to put a kiln, furnace, or the wick on underneath these, it would still fit just fine. Generally, what I was wearing last year was a t-shirt with a long sleeve merino blend from Costco. Then I would wear my kiln, my sawtooth, corrugate, and then the uncompahgre over underneath. So it was like 4 or 5 layers. I'm gonna finish taking all these jackets off. Hopefully this video was helpful for somebody in my size range. I'm gonna put my measurements, like I said at the beginning of the video, what my waist is, what my hips are, and my chest, because those are the 3 measurements for the tops that they have on the Firstlite website. Like I said before, I probably could fit into smaller sizes in the jackets. I probably could fit a large, but I prefer to buy them so that I can layer underneath. So if you like my video, click the old thumbs up on YouTube there and give me a check mark or whatever the heck they call that stuff. All right, thanks for following along. I'm gonna get this stuff put away.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations.